welcome back to another ABE update. Or as I say, I haven't been anywhere, I'm still here. I'm now going to follow on with the second message from the June the 27th. And as I said, we got a couple of messages that day, or updates as we call them, or nudges as we call them. So this now will be the second part of June the 27th nudge. If you are seeking allowance through others to reach an ideal, to be perfect or godly, then you are indeed missing the point completely. Allow yourselves. This is of utmost importance now. You do not need to be healed. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to know all, or be all love, or everything. For isn't allowance of the point in that you are embodiment of? And the more you allow, the more you clear out, if you will. You create space. Is it not back to front to say, but, when, this, that, and the other? Here it is time to know yourselves, your physical, your internal, your mind, your body, your environment, your world, your point. For from here you will then step relate. But hear this, you do not do so by withdrawing from this experience of being human, but to be here with it and allow and see clearly your own relational point of place. This is now time to allow, step, relate. You see, you do not withdraw, this is all in combinement of. In the allowance, in and of yourselves, you indeed allow others. There is no specific role other than allowing it here as you are. See, it is not simply weathering the storms that are external to you, they are but easy to see. It is also in seeing the storms within yourselves. You see, this will be your evolutionary step now, and it is not in the trying to halt the storms, but allowing and seeing and taking a step to relate from a differing point. See here, you are not seeking out answers, you are indeed seeking yourselves. Only you have put it in the hands of other people, other things, and it has been distorted. It is here, it is home. Okay, so here in this message, we're kind of like being advised to kind of, again, come back to ourselves and don't be pulled into reaching for ideals, to be perfect, to be godly. Again, we're reaching outside of ourselves for these so-called constructed ideals, and Abe tells us that by doing that, we're just simply missing the point. We don't need to know all, to be all, to love all, because again, these are kind of constructions, because we're kind of going out of ourselves to know all, to try to, to love all. We're kind of forcing it if we do that. And we're being pulled into the game, being pulled into the physicality entanglement if we start to run around trying to, play that game. And it's really about the allowance of where we are, our point. The more we allow, the more we clear out and create space. Again, like in the previous message of today, Abe was saying that we just kind of fill each other up. We're trying to fill ourselves up all the time. We need to create space. It's not about, but when this, that, trying to kind of hook onto some definitions for ourselves. It's just clearing some space, getting rid of all these definitions and markers and everything we have in our heads and everything that we've accumulated. Get to know ourselves, our physical selves, our internal, our mind, our body, our point. Try to get to know who we are, how we observe ourselves as human beings, so we don't become like robots. Without going out there and trying to know all about the knowledge of the world, try to learn about how we are behaving, how we are acting, our mind, our body. Be observant of that. And it's not by withdrawing from the experience of being human. It's not as if we're just trying to, pull back um, from our participation in life. Um, it's about being relational, step relate. We don't withdraw from the world or withdraw from ourselves. We just learn how to relate um, with what is around us without getting entangled in it. We are aware of what's there and how it operates, but not to allow that to operate us. And there is no specific role other than allowing it here. We're allowing this merger that ABE has talked about. That the physical and non-physical is a combination. We can allow that. There's no specific role that we have to take in trying to put ourselves into some definition. And I think this is an important line. It is not simply weathering the storms that are external to you, for they are but easy to see. It is also in seeing the storms within yourselves. This will be your evolutionary step now. So again, it's easier to see, let's say, the external storms, the physical things that are happening around. They're easy to see, but what we do is we miss the crucial aspect. We miss the storms within ourselves. What's going on within ourselves? We miss that, and by being aware of that, we can allow these things through us, allow these things to work out. Again, don't get too attached to these internal definitions of ourselves. Don't get attached to I, me, myself. Allow it to kind of to work through us. And finally, they say we're not seeking out answers, we're seeking ourselves. But don't put it in the hands of other people, in other things. It's being distorted. So, by seeking answers, that's really trying to tell us that we've really seeking ourselves. We just substitute that by seeking our answers to life, the universe, and everything. But really, that urge to seek is really a seeking for ourselves. But don't put it in the hands of other people, in other things. Again, don't kind of outsource these understandings, the necessity to gain perception should not be outsourced. It's something that we have to do, work for ourselves. And because when we outsource it, we distort it. So it's here. What we need is here. We can figure it out through ourselves, and that's where we have to start. So that's a kind of an interpretation I'm just offering from this message, and take that as you wish. Okay, and move on to the next one. Thanks for now.